thank you. All rights when enjoying our rights, or when in the enjoyment of our human rights, there has to be a limitation of some sort, and we have to consider the other people. And probably this is where maybe the work of the Human Rights Commission becomes tricky or a little bit difficult, when we have to balance up the rights of individuals, because as you enjoy your right, we must also ensure that, or maybe we must remind each and everyone to respect the right of the other person. But I will agree with you that if, because the law now gives the king, actually not the prime minister, because this is the state of emergency is declared by the king. It's only that at this time he authorized the prime minister to do that on his majesty's behalf. So there are limitations which are there, and the sad part is that at times, we have to always remember that limitations are supposed to be within the law, right? They are supposed to be justifiable, and they're supposed to be fair. So since there were regulations which were passed as soon as this state of emergency was declared, then the assumption is that any other actions which limits the enjoyment of human rights is within the law. But the sad part is the manner upon which the state agents limit the enjoyment of the human rights. At times, I would say that what we look at, I've seen a number of complaints. Actually, even just a couple of minutes ago, I received a complaint from one colleague of mine who informed me that a lady who was going to hospital to try and access medication was forced to actually show the police officers that what sickness is she really suffering from. And now that is, her rights of privacy is a little bit eroded there. But I think the manner, it is very important, but the sad part is that even the COVID-19, when it came through, it did not knock on our door so that we can even sensitize the state agencies who are supposed to ensure that the regulations are adhered to, such that some of them do not understand that although they have been bestowed with the powers to ensure adherence to the regulations, they have to do that in a fair manner and within the confines of the law. And these regulations have clauses which stipulate for offenses against that. So you as an enforcer of the regulations, you do not necessarily need to take law into your own hands. But if you find that someone has contravened those regulations, just take that person so that the court of law deals accordingly to that particular person and not deal with it yourself. So these are some of the things which come through to us from the social media, where we see some enforcers or agents of the state overstepping limitation and going to violating human rights. There is a thin line between limiting human rights and violating human rights. And this is what I think the state organs and state agents need to know.